This video shows how to collect Morningstar data for the Gordon constant growth rate portion of the weighted average cost of capital project. So in the Gordon constant growth rate model, we need dividend information, we need dividend yield, and long-term constant growth rate and dividends. So let's go ahead and get started. After logging into Morningstar Direct, if you will, in the search box, put in the ticker symbol for your particular company. Now, when you're selecting the ticker symbol, very often you'll see, for example, mine is BMS Company. You'll notice that there's another BMS right here. We want to focus on the one that says USA. And when you click on that, you will see a snapshot of the company's information. And from this page, we want to harvest the last price, which is $47.33. So I want to just jot that number down real quick, or we can also copy it, I suppose. And then I want to go down to key ratios right here. Click on key ratios. And here we have financial information for BMS. And all I really want is this section right in here. This is all I really care for. And I can export this spreadsheet directly, but I want to notice how here it starts at 2013 and then going to the right, it goes to 2004. Just personal preference here, but I like to put it in ascending order and then export. And I'm just going to go ahead and open that up. And then when I open that, you notice it's also giving me a lot of other information. So I want to kind of clean this up a little bit. See if I can't make this a little bit larger. So first thing, I want to widen this first column. I want to get rid of this TTM, which is short for trailing 12 months. I'm just going to delete those columns there. And I don't need any of this other stuff for this particular project, so I'm going to delete all that. So that all I am left with are the key ratios. So I'm going to copy this and put it into my main spreadsheet. Like so. And once I have it in here, I'm ready to go to work. I want to kind of just paste this information back into my original spreadsheet where I've already done the bond information. So in row 8 here, I'm just going to type in cost of equity dividend growth model, and then starting right here, I will paste the information that I just collected. I've already done this here, but this will give you, after you paste, this right here. Be sure to highlight in yellow the dividends, and down here on row 27 for me, it may be a different row for you, just like before when I said 8, that's for me. Depending on how many bonds you have, it may be 8, it may be some other row number. But for me here on row 27, I'm going to type in long-term growth dash dividends equal, and then I'm going to calculate right here, and I just need to capture then the growth rate in dividends. Well, that's simply going to be, well, what were they back in 2004, and what are they in the last year that I have, right? What's that growth rate? So I can think present value, 64, and future value is 104. And in this particular formula here, I'm going to put in the number of periods. Well, if I count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. So 9, comma, no payments. Just ignore that, just like we would on the financial calculator. The present value, note here I have to put a negative, and for me it's cell B17, comma, and then the future value over here, the last year's worth of dividends. Now for your particular company, you may have 2014 12, or you may have 2014 2, 2013 9, whatever the fiscal year end is. It may or may not be 12. You want to get the last complete fiscal year end, but not the TTM trailing 12 months. All right, so we count those, and then we're going to let that calculate. And so the long-term growth rate in dividends is 5.54%. Then the next row I'm going to put in current stock price equals, and then I got 38.88 here, but my most recent, I believe it was 47.77. And then the required return via the dividend growth model, which is our constant growth rate model, I just need to plug in that formula that we've learned in class. So this is D1, right, divided by P0 plus G. So what would D1 be? Well, my most recent dividend is 104. So my next dividend would be, well, I just have to grow that dividend of 104 by my long-term growth rate dividends. And that's going to give me my, once I have the long-term growth rate, I can, once I have the dividend payment, I can calculate the required rate of return, just applying that constant dividend formula that we had in class. Now, is this a constant growth rate stock? Well, let's take a look here. From 2004 to 2005, what, 6 cents? 2005, 2006, 4 cents. 2006 to 2007, that's 8 cents. 2007, 2008, 4 cents. 2008, 2009, 2 cents. 2009, 2010, 2 cents. 2010, 2011, 4 cents. 2011, 2012, 4 cents. 2012, 2013, 4 cents. Is it exactly the same, the growth rate every year? No, but it's probably close enough. And in fact, I would consider this a constant growth rate stock because it's approximately constant growth rate. Yes, some years it was growing at 8 cents, some at 4, some at 2. But overall, we can kind of see a steady increase in this growth rate of, on average, 5.54%. So I'd classify this as a constant growth rate stock. And that is all there is for this portion of the assignment.